confirmed by the
It wouldn't be a show without this. You shake my nerves, take you right on my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, oh, what a world. Goodness gracious, all the fight. Cut my hair and I polish my mask. Head to the bridge where the action is fast. I wasn't good, just like I should. Thank you very much. You want to hold me, baby? Oh, yeah, that's all. Yeah, go ahead and kiss me right on my butt. Wow, play my song. All right, let go. I gotta go. Boogie woogie in your eye. I think I love you. Here we go. Woo, one hand behind my back. Go ahead. Thank you very much. You like my style? Do you think I'm cute?
That's all night till that morning. Come on! Daylight's coming and you wanna go home. Bomb is a drummer man, make up the rain. Daylight's coming and you wanna go home. It's okay. Daylight's coming and you wanna go home. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Daylight's coming and we wanna go.
Enjoy your stay here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Welcome to the world-famous Backlot Triumph Tour. As you approach the escalator, we ask you to attend small children for their safety.
That we have here. So, for example, the first one that you see on the driver's side with the dark gray trim was using National Lampoon's Animal House. That's the sorority house John Belushi got a look at before he fell off his ladder. The off-white house with the brick base where Jimmy Stewart lived with a big invisible rabbit named Harvey. And the gray house is home of the Munsters, 1313 Mockingbird Lane. The yellow house with the white trim is where Macaulay Culkin and George Wendt lived in the Michael Jackson video, Black or White. In the 70s, it was home of the Hardy Boys with Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy. Remember that one? The gray house, number 103, is where Doris Day and James Garner lived in the 60s comedy, The Thrill of It All. And you know, it's been said, at one time or another, Doris Day has lived in every one of the homes on this road. That's right, each time with a different guy. That's Hollywood for you. Now, if you take a look over the driver's side, see the old Colonial Mansion. That was first built for the original silent version of Uncle Tom's Cabin. Later on, it became the sanitarium that Jimmy Stewart was shipped off to in Harvey. And it was used for a special 3-part episode of Quantum Leap with guest star Meg Foster. Behind us on the driver's side, see the old great church? That's where Eddie Munster went to school. To the right of that, the town hall, is where the Beeve went to school in Leave It to Beaver with Jerry Mathers as the Beeve. A lot of comedy on this road, including the film The Burbs with Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher. In fact, if you look at the driver's side, see that big tan house? We actually picked that house up and please. Always helps to say please. Remember that, kids. Now, the Red Sea first partner for the movie is the 1923 silent version of the Ten Commandments, directed by Cecil B. DeMille. To get that effect, they took a frozen block of gelatin, sliced it in half, melted the two halves back together again with gas jets, and filming that in reverse made it look like the Red Sea was parting. For the 56 version with Heston, they used a camera technique called matte photography. They combined footage of extras on a dirt road with animation of water, and together it looked like people going right down the middle of an opening Red Sea, which we're going to be doing ourselves here right now. And why want to pick up anything off the floor? You don't want to get too wet. And folks, are you waiting for the shark? You should know better. That's later.
River part.
Trust me, I've done this before. Moving on now, folks. Everybody, please take your seats once again. Have a seat, y'all. Thank you very much. And here we are, going to the Red Sea. Hey, look, off on my side, there's a mine. Probably a dud. Oh! Good scream. What a shame, huh? A mine is a terrible thing to waste. Don't forget any more mines in there. Yeah, there it is. You know, that's our last mine. I recognize the very last mine. So now, we're out of our mines. Remember, more dumb jokes and more water on the corner. Speaking of more water, on my side is Noah's Ark, also part of Bible Land in Fletch Woods. With Chevy Chase. Incredible shrinking woman, Lily Tomlin. Whenever we need a shrinker, just put the props around her bigger. On the driver's side, all kinds of interesting props in the granddaddy of them all, building 487, the prop department. In that building, we keep literally over 1 million different props. Everything from the usual spoons, knives, forks, to more unusual things like spears, shields, swords, Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Invisible Man with Claude. Hey, speaking of the Invisible Man, there he is off to my side. Check it out. Works every time. Don't you feel really silly? I love doing that. Now, besides all those great thrillers in the late 30s, started getting closer to the Second World War, and eventually into the World War, people wanted to see more comedy, so out came Mom, Pa, Kettle, Francis the Talking Mule, and of course Abbott and Costello. If you look over the driver's side, is that old fire truck. I was using one of our Bud Abbott Lou Costello pictures. They made all their movies here at Universal except for one, made of the now defunct RKO. It didn't do well, so they came back to Universal, where they made the rest of the movies and their television show. And of course, through the years, they made a lot of great action pictures, including our very first Best Picture winner, all quite on the Western Front. Well, because of the road right here, stopped right here, so most things over the driver's side was saved, including that famous clock tower. Now, behind us, running perpendicular to us, where that golf cart was just coming from, where the scaffolding is right now, the road we just came from, that is the very road that Marty McFly, of course, played by Michael J. Fox, drove down in Doc's DeLorean to hit that wire that would send him back to 1985. And if you want to find out more about the incredible special effects used in those movies, check out the World of Cinemagic at the Studio Center. It features, among other things, the Back to the Future special effects stage. I'll be back that way in about, 20 minutes.
Live coverage on the scene with our helicopter reporter, Kelly King.
We're now hovering above the wreckage of a crushed L train. The helicopter beside us is searching for... Wait! There's a tramload of people down there.
That's us.
We've got to go down and warn them. Attention, people on the track.
Yeah.
You are in danger. Repeat, you are...
Oh, what's going on up there?
No, we have to go down and help them. Behind us, where? I don't see him now. Where?
What happened to look at the helicopter! That's bad. That's categorically bad. Let's get out of here. What's up? It looks like... Oh, wait a minute. It's King Kong! Yes, over the bridge, everybody. Hang on. It's going to be close.